Matthew Keith has won the Ripcord Invitational and taken over the Succession. Meanwhile, American Patriot faces a challenge from the last person he defeated for the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight title, Mean Gene Catley, a man who defeated him in the first round of the Ripcord Invitational. It's a huge double main event here tonight at Mid-Atlantic Wrestling's The Wrestling Classic. Hello everybody, thank you for tuning in. We're going to get right into this show. I think we have a good card, but I feel like it's getting a little bit expensive, so look forward to some roster cuts. Maybe I'll definitely look into how I can do it. I want everyone to know that J Cord is gone. The attack on him at the last show was me writing him off of Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. I just don't want him in the locker room. I don't want to deal with the problems he's going to cause to backstage morale. So J Cord is gone. Matthew Keith is in. Speaking of Matthew Keith, we opened the show with a promo from the Succession. Matthew Keith is basically in there with Brett Starr, Cameron Vesey, Casey Valentine. They're talking about how they're such hot shit. The top guys, it runs in their blood, basically. They are the Succession. They are here to take over Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. And Ripcord comes out, and he is fucking pissed. He hates these guys. He's mad that they ran his son out of the company, and he informs them that all four will be in tag team action tonight in separate matches. Cameron Vesey and Casey Valentine will be taking on the Aces of Mayhem in 2-on-2 tag team action. Meanwhile, Matthew Keith and Brett Starr will be taking on Steve Flash and a partner of his choosing. So we have that to look forward to tonight. Opening contest, Riley McManus versus Jefferson Stardust. Riley McManus goes over in 11:59 with a slingshot suplex. And these two apparently have great chemistry, but they still only pulled out an 18, probably because they're a little inexperienced. We'll try to get them in the ring with some more experienced guys, and hopefully they'll develop nicely. But this is a good indicator of positive things to come from these two. Keith Vegas versus a debuting Ray Snow. Ray Snow in 6 minutes with a quick, handy defeat against Keith Vegas using a spinning back fist. Come on, Keith Vegas, with that haircut, you're going to be jobbing for life. 24E, not bad. In our first tag team contest of the evening, the Aces of Mayhem pull out a bit of a shock victory over CV2 after Ace Youngblood pins Casey Valentine with a fast roll-up. He kind of snuck that win in there, and you can imagine that the Succession will be pissed about this particular defeat. It's a bit of an embarrassing defeat for them after coming off of a huge victory at the Ripcord Invitational. 37D-, pretty good match considering. And Cameron Vesey way ahead of all these guys. So in 11:26, Ricky Douglas defeats Curtis Jenkins using underhanded tactics. That slimy, dirty heel. Decent match, not great. 34E+. Curtis Jenkins not looking too great, but Ricky Douglas showing some good promise here, so we can look forward to some stuff going on there. In our first main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, Steve Flash reveals his partner to be Findlay O'Faraday, the Monster, going up against Brett Starr and Matthew Keith of the Succession. However, their power and technique combined could not put up with the dirty tactics of the Succession as Brett Starr defeated Findlay O'Faraday by pinfall with a handful of tights. And really, that's the only way you're going to put down Findlay O'Faraday, is trying to play dirty. So Steve Flash still going to be looking for some revenge against the members of the Succession after they embarrassed him and cheated him out of his victory in the Ripcord Invitational last month. Matthew Keith putting in an amazing performance at a 66. Coming up next, we're going to have our main event. It's the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight title on the line between American Patriot and Mean Gene Catley. Mean Gene Catley doing a 57C- promo. That's actually pretty good, all things considered. I'm just going to change his gimmick here real fast. Going to turn him from a machine into an old school heel. Got an initial rating of average. So, Mean Gene Catley. He does a quick promo. He says that, American Patriot, I've been watching your tapes. Because I am a wrestling genius. I am a man with technique They call me Mean Gene because I go in there and I can break you down. I will find your weaknesses and I will pick you apart and I will reclaim my Mid-Atlantic heavyweight title. I did it last month at the Ripcord Invitational, and tonight it's just gonna be a rerun. Mean Gene Catley, victorious and once again the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion. And in our main event, in 5 minutes, American Patriot runs through Mean Gene Catley with a decisive victory, putting him down to retain the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight title. American Patriot is celebrating in the ring such a huge, decisive victory, putting Mean Gene Catley down in 5 minutes. And Mean Gene Catley is not having any of it. He is pissed off. He is angry. He's been embarrassed in front of the Mid-Atlantic crowd. He rolls out of the ring. He grabs a steel chair, runs back into the ring. Wham! Whack! Beats down American Patriot. The bad blood between these two continues on. And that was the Mid-Atlantic Wrestling Classic. We got a show rating of 41. We did have some pretty good matches and some really good angles as well to this show. Increase our popularity in one region. Again, successful for me. There's going to be some money problems though. Everyone's a little bit expensive and everyone is also having travel covered in their contracts. So I'm going to try to negotiate that out of some of their contracts. Hopefully we don't have to lose too much talent and we're going to move forward with some more Mid-Atlantic wrestling. All right, so the next show is going to be Super Showdown, I believe. Definitely look forward to that. We're going to set a main event soon. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm kind of booking on the fly. That's how I usually do. But we have some decent threads going on here. So Mean Gene Catley still aiming to get back that heavyweight title. And the Succession still running roughshod over Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. My name's Joseph. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Don't forget to like the video, share it, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thanks, and have a good one.